Big hardly describes a fire that's still causing issues tonight in Middlesboro, Kentucky. The cold weather not helping with the firefighting challenge. Our crew today saw a crust of ice growing around a building which had been used as a storage site for a furniture company. Now, at last check, that fire was still smoldering, but check out the view from above as the flames were still rising. This was yesterday evening in this drone video shared with us by Greener Side Outdoor Solutions. Now, the fire now contained, but as you can see, the inside and front of the building have collapsed. The building, dating back to 1902, was once a community hub, home to one of Kentucky's first J.C. department stores. Mayor Boone Bowling says the fire is a blow to that community, and the change to the downtown's landscape is a tough pill to swallow.
Sheer shock, a lot of fear, and then once you come on scene, it's just an utter heartbreak. Most of these Middlesboro's downtown as a whole has been plagued by bad fires, along with a tornado even in the past. And anytime you lose a building downtown, especially in something that, your downtowns are usually your character. And anytime you lose something like that, it's just a heartbreaking event.
It's devastating because we've lost so many buildings in the downtown area. And, that's a building that will never be rebuilt. It's just a loss.
Now, no one was hurt in the fire, but the response temporarily cut off power in the area and closed down a section of Cumberland Avenue there in Middlesboro. Despite that, businesses nearby were staying open. Fire crews expect to remain on scene over the next few days as they continue to put out hot spots and keep the fire from spreading. East Tennessee school districts dealing with a security breach from a big software provider for schools around the country. According to the company, Power Schools, student information was the target of the breach. Now, earlier this week, parents in Hamblin County were notified the breach impacted schools there. Because these systems are used to register children at school and track academic progress, personal identifiable information such as social security numbers and medical information may have been compromised. This is according to the Hamblin County Department of Education. And while the department says it is working with the state and Power Schools to better understand the scope of the breach, parents are left questioning how to protect their children's information.
I understand things get hacked every day, but, with this being school information of children, you'd think they would have more protective barriers so that kind of thing didn't happen.
I understand data breaches happen. They happen from our banks. They happen all the time. But I think it's the fact that it's for children and that nobody has said what the school system plans to do about it.
In a statement to 6 News, the Hamilton County Department of Education says it will continue to communicate and share information as it becomes available. Power School says it is coordinating with districts and schools to provide more information and resources, including credit monitoring or identity protection services. Now, we checked other school systems locally that use the software. Scott County schools say it was affected by the breach. Blount County schools tell us it uses the software but was not affected. A big move on one of the biggest topics for lawmakers in Nashville. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee announcing today he will call a special session within the current session to vote on his school voucher expansion proposal, dubbed the Education Freedom Act, as well as 2 other priority issues, disaster relief and immigration enforcement. Now, the governor posting on social media that the session will begin in just under 2 weeks, January 27th. We've been following the governor's renewed push to bring school vouchers across Tennessee beyond a few counties where the concept has been tried out in a pilot program. The bill would let families use public school funding to send children to private schools. A version of the bill made progress in the General Assembly last year, but failed as lawmakers could not agree on some of these specifics. Now, this year's version comes with a cap on the number of students who can participate, at least for the first year. It also comes with a guarantee that state funding for local school districts would not be cut as students move from public to private schools. That potential for siphoning off school system funding has been a concern with a number of districts around the state, including Anderson County School Board, openly opposing last year's voucher proposal. Also, the governor is proposing to put 80% of money collected from sports betting in Tennessee toward public schools. Now, the session would also be used to approve disaster relief for victims of Hurricane Helene, including a property tax relief bill for survivors, a measure Democrats call a political ploy that points back to school vouchers.
People in Northeast Tennessee have continued to suffer without vital funds and relief, while their governor was trying to destroy their public schools and line up enough votes for a voucher scam, which he is now pairing with that relief as political leverage.
Can say, though, that that is not true.
3 separate issues that we will be handling within a special session at the same time, but none of these 3 issues are linked to the. I think that is very timely for us to go ahead and dive into those issues right here at the beginning of the session with a special session within the regular session so that we can address those extremely important issues first.
Now, Lieutenant Governor Randy McNally believes the vote will be close this time around, but told reporters today that he thinks the bill will probably have enough support to pass. Meanwhile, State Representative Jeremy Faison indicated to 6 News that his stance on school vouchers could change.
So I'm very interested in what's going on. I have historically been a little bit anxious about the notion of school vouchers. And one of my biggest reasons to never have supported the notion of a statewide voucher plan is because I don't want anybody in Cocke County or Jefferson County, Hamilton County, I don't want us to lose local money. I have not personally looked at the bill yet. I'm being told that they are going to backfill our local schools. If a student takes a voucher and moves to another school system, they're going to backfill that. That interests me.
Governor Lee also says the special session will cover what his office describes as, quote, illegal immigration, public safety measures, and saying those measures would ensure the state is ready to support the Trump administration on day one. Next on our list for you, a man is dead after being hit by a car along Roane State Highway. Troopers say on Sunday a car was heading west on Roane State Highway when it hit 44-year-old Timothy Slavin, who was walking in the roadway. Now, THP also says a 10-year-old passenger in the car was injured. This crash, by the way, is under investigation. And a big story around the globe and touching lives right here in East Tennessee. Members of a local Jewish organization tonight praising a ceasefire deal between Hamas and Israel. The White House saying Israel will release a number of Palestinian prisoners and Palestinians will be able to return to their neighborhoods in Gaza. Knoxville's Jewish Alliance putting out a statement saying it joins the global Jewish community in welcoming this news. The statement goes on to say, quote, "We hope and pray from the depths of our souls that the terms of this agreement are honored and that all 98 hostages Hamas currently holds will be freed and reunited with their families."